Hola, tudo bem? Welcome to episode 23.
So for us, not as vast in Portuguese as you, Fraser.
Yeah.
What the heck does that mean?
Well, it means Callum, you're looking very handsome today.
Thank you.
No, it means hello and how are you? Apparently, according to Google.
Portuguese, the important tongue of this podcast, of course. The
Yes,
inspiration.
yeah.
So.
Again, for our new listeners, I think we explained in episode 1, but the Joga Bonito podcast is inspired purely by the phrase Joga Bonito, which means
It's inspired by the name of the podcast, yeah.
which means the beautiful game.
Yes,
in Brazil.
I believe it does.
Portuguese, of course, and in Scotland it is nothing short of the beautiful game. Our tagline is the sometimes beautiful game.
Yes,
football, because obviously Scottish football is not known for its aesthetic appeal.
It's great when you tell someone the name of the project you're doing, the podcast you're doing, and literally everyone, you have to explain the reason why, and they're like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but do you know the number of people I've sort of educated when they've gone, oh, what does that mean? And it sounds like you tell someone that your podcast called Joga Bonito, they're like, wow, that must be, you guys must talk about something really quite highbrow.
No, the opposite of that, yeah.
Yeah, we certainly don't, but if this fails, all in all, which we hope it doesn't, but if it does, at least we have successfully educated about at least 3 people in the world.
At least 3 people, and my mum, who's still a bit confused about the whole thing.
We're still a bit confused. We don't actually know how to pronounce it properly. I think it's yoga. Sometimes it's joga.
Joga.
So
they don't really drop the J in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho.
That's true, actually.
That kind of thing, yeah. What's the Spanish drop it, like Jose Antonio Reyes, for example?
That's a point. So it would be Joga.
Joga, I think, yeah.
Jose, if you're listening.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know what Joga Bonito is.
He loves. Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But the sometimes
Joga
beautiful
Pug
game of
Joga Pug the boss.
10 men behind the ball.
Neymar, if you're watching.
Yeah, that's true.
If you wanted to get the João Balde, Portuguese player,
yes.
East Kilbride.
Yeah.
Could be a shout. Don't know. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to get some information about the Scottish Championship for some reason, so he might be watching this episode.
He'll be really confused.
I am.
If he tunes in and he's like, why am I listening to EK talk from a podcast called Joga Bonito?
This is true, yeah.
It feels like he's maybe back home, but
there's a Brazilian player, Montrose, I believe.
Is there? No way.
I think so. Could I fact check this immediately before we get into it? Do you want to tell the people what today's episode is going to be all about, Fraser?
Yes, of course. So, people who have been tuned into the season 2025-2026 episodes that we've been delivering in the last few weeks, we've got a little mini series. Mm-hmm. We're on episode 23 in total, but we're on episode 3 of this little.
Yes, we are. Yes, as the season is ramping up. Mateus Mercado, Brazilian from Sao Paulo, plays for Montrose FC.
Palmeiras, Red Bull Brazil, and Rennes Caledonian Thistle. Rio Ave B. Then Elgin City.
Elgin City, and then a little spell at Rothers.
What a career path that is. Well, good on him.
João Victoria.
Yes.
He's a player
at
at Raith Rovers. I very much enjoyed for a minute.
I really do hope that Cowdenbeath have a Brazilian player, because it's quite, if they ever have, I'm not sure.
Ever? Oh, I don't know.
Surely someone from Brazil has come over here to play for the Blue Brazil.
The Blue Brazil Brazilian.
Yeah. It would be a real shame, but you love a Brazilian, don't you?
The Blue Brazilian, name of the programme, famously. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I've got one of the programmes in my room, Blue Brazilian.
Oh, the Brazil. Oh, I was thinking of a TV programme.
Oh, no,
I've not watched that.
No.
You mean the Cowdenbeath matchday programme?
Cowdenbeath have only ever been on the telly once.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? No. News report, I think it was on STV back in, it would have been probably the 90s or something like that, a long time ago, and back in, it was John who still hosts STV News.
Oh, yeah. John Mackay?
A young John Mackay reporting on how the people of East Fife have been singing that the people from Cowdenbeath are dirty and smelly. If you've not seen it, go and look that up on YouTube. Like, you can stop watching this podcast now. It's more entertaining than this. Trust me.
I'll be doing that.
Yeah, so it's the dirty and the smelly, the Cowden family, and they went around the streets of Cowdenbeath interviewing people, and they're like, "Oh, it's disgusting. We're not dirty and we're not smelly. They're from Methil and they're singing that about us." It's brilliant. So go
John
watch.
Mackay at his investigative best.
The people of Callum Beef are in uproar about the song that the Fifers have been singing about them. And then it's brilliant. So check it out.
I actually will be, yeah.
Ciao, John Mackay as well.
Yeah, genuinely nice guy.
Good guy.
We
as
did
well.
meet him.
Good guy, yeah.
Nice guy, yeah.
He came over quite hot at the table I was sitting at. We've both done a day of experience at STV, shout out. We'll sat there just playing some like games with the sports guys, and he came over and he was very friendly, but he was like swearing about something like that, and then he realised I was there, and he was like, "Oh, sorry." Oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter. I'm not like a 10-year-old or something like that. And then he remembered me from the day we'd been in like 5 months before. Yeah, he remembered me because I asked him a question.
Yeah.
So he remembered me asking the question.
Oh,
so good guy, nice guy.
That's a bit of class. That
Nice guy. He was getting his makeup done and all that for the telly. So
doesn't need it, of course.
Doesn't need it,
but they all do.
Yeah,
they all do.
Great tie.
You've obviously just been
great tie collection he's got as well.
Has he? Yeah.
Great collection of ties. Yeah. So
we'll need to start adding tires for when we make it big time.
Make it big. We start putting suits on instead of dodgy Raith Rovers Roma kits.
Yeah, and dodgy Ayr United tops that have got holes in them.
What year was that one? I remember that one.
2017, 2018. Remember that season, Callum?
Was that one? Yeah,
that was the one.
I don't mind this Raith one. I was really glad when it came out because I like the split colour down the middle.
No,
obviously, listeners won't be able to hear, but actually, we've had video on Spotify for the first time.
Yes,
so
I really like that actually.
Nice little feature. So if you just listen to the audio and you want to flip over a second, or if you're driving, just imagine. You know.
Yeah, please don't flip over if
Don't
you're
flip
driving.
over. Nice half and half sort of on it, sort of an old style Raith. But we had one like this. My first ever Raith kit, I think like 2006 or something like that, was just like this down the middle. But it's got the emblem down at the bottom, which is an interesting thing. I kind of liked it the first time I saw it, and then as the years has gone on, it's not growing on me as much. But it is what it is. And we've got Josh Ray behind us again. Yeah. Safe pair of hands.
Back for another bite of the cherry, and
he is indeed for another big season in the Championship. And we'll jump straight into the main
sorry.
bit.
I've not actually finished explaining the premise of today's episode.
Yes.
Long story short, we're going to preview the Championship.
Let's go.
Ahead of this season, so it's going to be a big one. And obviously, we are incredibly biased. There's going to be no logic whatsoever. It's just going to be Ayr United versus Raith Rovers. Who's going to be the best between the two of us?
Yep, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
So, as we've done for the other leagues on this, we're going to start off with our winner. And you have just started this off by saying there's going to be a lot of Raith and Ayr chat. I'm going to say, with the parameters we've got winners, surprise packages, relegation, and player to watch. There might not be a huge amount of Raith Rovers chat in there from me.
Yeah,
but
well, I don't know. Raith Rovers could be a surprise package. Who knows? Who knows?
We'll wait and see.
A surprise package, but
I'm not going to be putting them down as my winner for this. My winner this season is going to be recently relegated Ross County.
Interesting. My winner, Callum. I'm still torn. I'll go St Johnstone.
You're gonna I feel like you've just done that. If I went St Johnstone, would you have gone Ross County?
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah,
it's because I genuinely don't know. I can't. You could throw a blanket over the two.
So I think the way to start this off is to say if neither of them are in the top two, it would be a big shock. It probably should be if neither of those two are in the top two. That's not to discredit the other teams in the league, but I think they'd both be disappointed if they weren't up there competing with each other.
Having said that though, and I'm not sure who's going to win the league out of the two of them, but I also wouldn't be surprised, and this is potentially ever so slightly laced with bias, but if Ayr United were to split the two of them.
No, I like the business you've done. Yeah, I think if anyone's going to be up there, it'll be as my choice of third at the minute.
Yeah.
Could possibly line up a little bit like last season then in a way, from an Ayr United perspective, where you've got the top three sort of going for the title, but then Ayr did tail off a little bit as the season went on. Could be a similar. And that's probably more the strength of the two teams this year.
Yeah.
Rather than it was kind of Ayr's fault that they dropped off a little bit last season. They weren't as good as the other teams. I think Ayr have got better from last season, arguably, even though you've lost a few players. But
I do, weirdly, I think you are right there. The one thing I'll say for Ayr is, and against County and St Johnstone, both of those teams there's question marks over some of their star players. Their squads are, looking at it right now, if you look at the squads, County and St Johnstone are probably ahead of Ayr. But the fact that they've got players like Ronan Hale, Uchiak Piezu, Mackenzie Kirk, like, will these players will they
be here at the end of the transfer window? Yeah,
that's where actually right now on paper they've got the better squads, but Ronan Hale leaves County.
You'd expect you'd be surprised if he's stuck around. He might do, but
but I've not heard any sort of rumours of him going anywhere else. Yes, it's probably likely that he might, but that's players like that. If they lose those experienced players or Premiership quality players, then it kind of might change the dial a little bit. And Ayr United have got a settled squad now where you can see. I don't think all the players that they've lost from last year are gone. So I think it's what you see at Ayr now is what you're going to get for the season ahead. They might add on one or two more reinforcements, but Ayr have got a pretty settled squad, I think. Just looking at St Johnstone and Ross County, the question mark is whether they can keep their star players. But again, they have star players, so I think they probably just edge out Ayr. And between the two of them, it's tight to say.
Well, and it's funny to see two teams drop into a division and both of them keep hold of the managers. I do like both their managers, but if you just to finish up, I think we'll kind of finish on the Ayr chat here before we go into our two picks. At least Ayr, have been going in the right direction, building something in the right direction, and it might not be this year or bust for Ayr to win the league. Certainly, the way that they're building as a club over sort of the, I don't know, was it a 3-year, 5-year sort of plan?
Yeah,
you feel like they've got in place at Ayr, and a lot of sort of positive building. Scott Brown seems to be committed to the cause. Probably he's had opportunities to move on, moving in the right direction. Whilst you've got two clubs that have came down, if things don't start off right, then might feel a bit of the pressure coming on Doncaster or Valakari, who I both like for the record, as I say. But at least Ayr are moving in the right direction. That's probably one thing at least that settled.
They're definitely settled, and I have to say, having seen their first two games in the League Cup, I know that, you can't look into those games too much, but they look really quite solid and slick,
convincing. Yeah.
So, they'll ruffle some feathers, but. Yeah, as you said, you've gone for County, I've gone for St Johnstone. I think that's justified.
Yeah, so I'll start the chat here if you don't mind.
Fire away, yeah.
So I've just about tipped Ross County. Early doors in this thing, I was a lot more confident in Ross County, and as the weeks have progressed on, as the seasons came up closer, St Johnstone are starting to convince me a little bit more with their signings, and it's probably closer to me now with certain additions that they've made along the way. But Ross County, in terms of signings, you've got Adam Emsley coming in, Nicky Clark, Declan Gallagher, Jimmy Lindsay, the most recent one, who's arguably the biggest one in there. They've also added Aaron Lyle, Gary Mackay-Stevens, Ross Doherty as well. You've got players in there that know the division, kind of quite similar to some of the signings that, well, I say similar. A couple of them are the same players that Dundee United brought in to help them win the league. Yep. And it's that kind of experience. As soon as I saw they signed Declan Gallagher, I think he was their second signing, I thought that's just a bit of a signal of intent because, he's not a player that will get bums out the seat every single week. But
Scotland international.
He was in there, wasn't he? Yeah, but he was the kind of player that obviously Dundee United, they could hang their hat on him in the Championship, and he went up and played a role as well. Not the most important role, but certainly an important role in getting Dundee United top 6 football last season. I thought they actually would have kept him. I was a bit surprised they let him go because they've got a lot of young centre-backs, Dundee United. Ross Graham stood up, that kind of player, and Sam Clewell-Harding as well, isn't it? As well, who could learn a lot from Declan Gallagher, and they probably did last season. So Ross County, as soon as they got the chance to bring him, that's massive. Gary Mackay-Stevens, obviously coming in, was another one that got people being like, oh wow, this is something. Yeah. I don't know if he'll be a game changer he can be a game changer, but he's not. We've not seen him play football. He hardly kicked the ball for Kilmarnock last season.
When you say Declan Gallagher, Dundee United fans could hang their hat on Declan Gallagher. Gary Mackay-Stevens is the kind of player I don't think Ross County fans will be able to hang their hat on. But as you say, though,
I don't think they need to, though. Yeah, because he's not the reason I'm doing this. He's obviously the kind of one that writes a headline. Former Celtic ace signs for Ross County or whatever. But
MLS ace as well.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, but Adam Emsley in there, he's really exciting. He's a player to look out for this season. Had a great time at Cove Rangers last season. Added goals to his game. He's young. If you're a Ross County sort of fan, that's the kind of player you want to come in. They've done what a lot of clubs that come down do. They've cleared the decks a little bit. Not as much as St Johnstone. We'll come on to that, certainly, of course. They really cleared the decks. But also, the signing of Jamie Lindsay, getting him back, a real fan favourite from his first spell, had a loan spell, then played a huge role in their team that got promoted, deservedly got a move down south, and as soon as he came available, again, Ross County fans would tell you he's cult favourite for them. And there's another signing that St Johnstone made in the last few days in midfield, creative, exciting, sort of number 8. But I think Jamie Lindsay's just sort of exciting as him, because you'll come on touch on that player most certainly at St Johnstone pretty soon. Yeah. But I think they've got a really solid squad, and you mentioned him in the start. Ronan Hale has been playing for them as well, and if they keep him, I'm almost saying that's a runaway. I'd be shocked if he was still there come the first game of the season. But if Ronan Hale was there, like, I mean, I think top 6 teams in the Premiership should be looking at Ronan Hale. I think he's that good as well. So if they keep a hold of him, but they've also got Jordan White up there, and if he was to move on, that could even be money to bring in a player or two more of not equal quality, but they could certainly fill in that void. So I think Ross County look really solid, and they've added just maybe the slight differences. St Johnstone have added a lot of players I like, and their transfer quality's got better, I think, as the window's gone on. I do like a lot of the signings they made, but they are what you say is good Championship players.
Yeah.
And I think County have signed winning sort of Championship players, maybe even lower half Premiership players, a lot of them as well throughout their careers. So I think they look really solid. But you know what, St Johnstone, I don't hate that shout at all.
Yeah, I think so far in the balance of the games that we've seen in the League Cup so far, Ross County have had a sticky start.
A bit of a wobble, yeah.
Not been brilliant. Whether it's obviously you've touched on it, they've made a lot of signings, so they've got a bit of bedding in to do. But and I'm sure they will. St Johnstone, they got a tricky win actually. We were discussing if there was going to be an upset potentially at the weekend. It could have been in Inverness. St Johnstone were playing Inverness away from home, and they ground out 90th minute winner from Big Uche Ekpiezu, which is a bit of a cult hero in Scottish football. So I just think on that evidence, St Johnstone, a difficult one away in Inverness, by no means a guaranteed 3 points. They just look ever so slightly stronger, and I think throughout their squad, if they can keep players like Uche Ekpiezu, they've got Stevie Mallon.
That was the player I was obviously touching on.
What a quality player he is. Everyone knows in Scotland what he can do. Spent a few years out in Turkey.
I mean, I'll never forget his performance as a young player. I don't know how old he is now. Is he 29? So I'm trying to do some quick maths here. 2016 season. So you're looking back 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 20. Stevie Mallon, 5-0 win against Raith the year that Jack Ross kept them up. The miracle comeback, and that effectively, I think we got a result that day. We would have stayed up.
Yeah,
we turned up there, and Stevie Mallon, Lewis Morgan, but especially Stevie Mallon, rattled one in from distance in a 5-0 win. And I thought, you know what, he's gonna run off to be some player. And obviously, shame to see injuries has massively affected him the last couple of years. But if he does stay fit in the middle for St Johnstone, I think Jamie Lindsay's a similar sort of player, if not a bit better of anything. But Stevie Mallon, he's a huge addition for them if he does stay fit.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was in and around the Scotland setup at one stage.
I'm not sure if he actually cracked it in, but
I don't know whether he maybe made it into that squad that the Alex McLeish era when they went to the Aztec Arena in Mexico. That kind of team. It was like almost like a B team kind of. But
Lewis Stevenson played in that team.
Did he?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, he was one of the A players, of course. Yeah. But he's quality. Whether or not he played for Scotland is kind of irrelevant. He was brilliant at St Mirren. He got his move to Barnsley, played at Hibs as well. He's gone to Turkey. Genuinely technical player. I think this is a level below his ability. So almost kind of like a Gary Mackay-Stephen type profile. So St Johnstone are making kind of similar signings. They've got Jack Baird in from Morton, solid centre back. Whether or not he'll start, it's a different thing. But he's in and around the squad. He's very solid at this.
I think he will. Well, because they've taken Morton's centre-back partnership, Morgan Boys as well.
Yeah. So. And Green Morton obviously last season were solid defensively under Dougie Imrie. And then they've got players like Adamas Sidibe up front alongside Ekpiezu if he can play, Josh McPake, Mackenzie Kirk. It's just quality. Regan Tumulty as well, a big fan of, or you're a big fan
I'm a
of
big one of the best right backs in the league, most definitely. So
just looking, they had a bit of a clear out themselves at the end of last season, but Valakari stayed on. They showed glimpses of promise. It was the writing was on the wall from early on last season, but Valakari sort of got some results in the end, and they got to the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. There's something within that squad. There's something Valakari has now experienced with St Johnstone. I just think they have quality throughout that potentially just edges Ross County. And if they can keep the players, as I said earlier, if they keep the players and the quality they have, Mackenzie Kirk, Adama Sidibe and Uche Ikpeazu, that's a formidable front three that obviously I'm sure they won't play together at any one time, but if you're taking off Uche Ikpeazu and putting on Mackenzie Kirk, vice versa, I mean, there's not many defences in the Scottish Championship that will be able to deal with that. So it'll be tight. I think it could go down. I mean, it could be both teams sitting on 68 points and going into the final game of the season. I don't think there'll be a runaway leader, and I don't think they're going to go and smash the points record. I think it'll be a tight season. It looks like a pretty strong championship between maybe 5 or 6 teams. So I think it definitely will be tight, but St Johnstone, I just think they've got that smattering of extra quality that might just take them over the line if they keep their squad together.
Yeah, other additions they made this summer as well. 2 players that know well as a Raith fan, as well as Regan Tumulty, I'm a big fan of, was Jamie Cullen went there as well. Sam Stanton.
Of course,
Sam Stanton in the swap deal for Josh Ray.
Yep.
So, and they've...
Explain your love for Sam Stanton, Callum.
I think the less said these days, the better, unfortunately.
Footballing wise.
Given the way he left. But in all fairness, when you do try and sort of take that cap off, he's had his instance at Raith that was quite public, and I guess had to leave the club. So, he's moved on, and we say goodbye to Jamie Cullen and wish him the best on his way out, I suppose. That's probably in that sentence. Sam Stanton, though, I mean, when you do try and take all that aside, that I was saying to you on a weekly basis a year and a half or 2 years ago that he was the best player in the Championship, wasn't I? I think we met that season. We started uni together the year that Raith were going for the title, and I said to you, Sam Stanton's for me the reason why. Yeah. And I can stand by that if he's confident and playing. And I can see him being right up for playing against the Rovers this season when we do see him. So I'm a bit worried about that. I think he might take a bit of time to get running up again, but Sam Stanton, if he's in that attacking role. Stevie Mallon joining, I don't know how that affects Sam Stanton. I think Sam Stanton is probably best in the same role that Stevie Mallon will occupy, a bit further up the pitch, but you can play deeper as well. But so see if he does make an impact. Also a move that sort of just made sense with Josh Ray. Coming back to Raith. Both clubs are probably in a bit of a stalemate about the position of those players, and why not swap them, I guess. They've got
Rhys McAleer as well.
Rhys McAleer is a great addition too, so there's a lot of players in there. Jamie Gollan just brushed over him there a wee bit, but he's another one that has good upside in his game. Left the Rovers, having signed for us for the 5th time, I think he's signed for us. But a player that's popular, very much liked. I don't think Raith fans would have been... as a Raith fan myself, gutted to see him go. Not gutted. It's a shame. I think we would have wanted him to stay in an ideal world, but great dead ball ability. Struck a great free kick against East Kilbride. I don't know if you saw that one, Fraser, this season already, but he can offer that. And you've mentioned all the strikers they've got. That might free Jamie Gollan to play coming in off the left as well, where I think he's played already this season. Josh McPake as well, looking quite bright for them, which is a surprise. He's someone that I was surprised, to see them join them in the Premiership, and he's gone down with them probably to the Championship where he might have a chance to show his ability a bit more. So tons of good players in there that could, click maybe a bit more than Ross County potentially if they do get it right. Val Cara showed his potential as well. You mentioned Scottish Cup run, beating Celtic as well in the league, showed he can be capable of winning football games, I guess. So
well, exactly. So I do think they've got a real chance, and they've recruited well. Rhys McAleer, for example, he's probably not going to go in and start, but he's a great addition to their squad. He went up with Livingston last season. He's got experience having played at Ayr as well in the league. So I think they've recruited sensibly, but they've got that smattering of just pure quality. So
Toby Stewart as well came in as their goalkeeper. That was one when I was probably thinking of Ross County before. I was thinking, I'm not sure about St Johnstone, not sure about the goalkeeping situation. In all fairness, they didn't have a single goalkeeper at that point, so it was probably always quite obvious they were going to, start the season off with a goalkeeper, I guess. But he's came in from Portsmouth, and all accounts quite highly rated as well on loan. So strong-looking squad, and it's going to be a good title race. I do think back to last time Ross County were in the Championship. You would have been in the league as well, I'm sure, Ayr United that season, and they really just turned the screw. Their quality showed as the season went on and really ran away with it in the end. So that's kind of why I've tipped County. I could see something similar happen. Maybe St Johnstone keeping pace with them for a while, but you do sort of notice the difference when a squad is built like that in the Championship. So just about Ross County. St Johnstone don't mind it. Who knows? Maybe Ayr United.
I hope so.
Ruffle a few feathers.
If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, wouldn't even considered it, but in the last couple of weeks, a couple of good signings and a couple of good performances. I'm quietly optimistic.
David Mitchell in goal.
He'll win his league.
He'll win you the league. All right. Do you want to move on to surprise packages then?
Let's do it.
Who are you going for?
I'm going with Partick Thistle.
Okay, and I'm going to go with... I'm not saying I'm going to win the league or anything, but I'm going for Greenock Morton.
Yeah, and I'm certainly not saying Thistle are going to win the league either, but I feel like there's a negativity, or there was a negativity around.
These are two clubs with a bit of negativity around them, I
Yeah.
think. That's probably why we've gone for them. Thistle, do you want to start off on that?
Yeah.
Where do you see Thistle finishing this season? It's probably the question.
Top half.
Top half, yeah.
Top half. Pushing for playoffs again.
Well, I was going to say, for a 10-team league, that almost means playoff, yeah. So,
But I wouldn't... saying... hanging my hat on fourth is a bit bold, but I'll potentially go fourth because...
Well, this is where there's an interesting chat. Sorry to cut you there. I was going to just quickly say is we've sort of pinpointed our top three in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe that fourth spot is quite open, and whoever could get it might be seen as a bit of a surprise. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think on paper you're probably looking at... I mean, Dunfermline and their money and their investment, Neil Lennon as manager... They've got to be in with a shout of fourth place.
I would have thought if you looked at like the bookies odds, I would presume the Rovers probably might be
well,
favourite on there as well.
Going to come, I do think like the Rovers, the way they finished the end of last season under Barry Robson, signed Dylan Easton back up.
Yeah.
I'll not talk too much on Raith Rovers, so I'll let you do that when it comes to it. But they look very good, in a good position to push for even third. When I say Ayr United I don't think they're guaranteed for third. Ayr United are in that battle for top five, and they could finish anywhere from second to fifth, in my opinion. But I just think Partick Thistle, there was a bit of negativity. They lost their coach, essentially, their player coach, talisman, their main goal threat, and Brian Graham,
who has done a lot of lofting up for Partick Thistle in recent years.
Yeah, exactly. So losing him, that experience and that quality, kind of like under a bit of a cloud almost as well. Thistle fans are a bit negative, thinking coming to the end of the season their squad was so thin. But actually, if you look at Partick Thistle's starting 11, it's a very, very good starting 11. And the damage that they did to Ayr United and even Livingston in the playoff games with a threadbare squad was quite impressive if you take everything into consideration. Also, now that Brian Graham's gone, they've replaced him with Tony Watt, an experienced striker, good ability, Premiership, lower end Premiership, upper end Championship sort of quality. So he'll come in and score goals for sure. But Brian Graham really did have a presence, and I think, like as you said, like he was kind of Partick Thistle almost for a period of time. Whether or not now, having spoken to some Partick Thistle fans, actually Brian Graham going, kind of, I think they were saying that when Brian Graham was there, a lot of the play was centred around him. It was kind of he was leading the charge. The ball, play had to go through Brian Graham. Whereas now, that responsibility can kind of be shared out throughout the team, and maybe they'll become more of a unit than what they were beforehand. So I think things are looking all right for Partick Thistle. They've brought in a couple of decent signings, and they've got a very strong starting 11. And if they can just add a couple more to sort of bulk out the squad. Also, off the back of the playoff games, when they were forced to kind of play, they had Jamie Lowe at left back, 16, 17-year-old, who's burst onto the scene. Xander McKenzie coming off the bench, loads of youth players. That experience then at the end of the season will certainly stand them in good stead for this season.
It was the young striker as well. I presume he's back in the fold there. That was on loan at Airdrie.
Rocco Diak.
Yeah. I presume he'll come back in. And
I don't know if he will go in and start at Thistle, but I mean he's a physical striker he was getting game time at Airdrie.
And Airdrie had a good end to the season as well when he came in.
So again, adds to Thistle's striking options. And with Logan Chalmers, if he can just continue the form that he had towards the end of the season, Aidan Fitzpatrick, if he has a good start to the season, I think they can really do some damage. And they could, I mean, if all things go well, if Mark Wilson gets, can get his ideas across, then Thistle could, push for third place even. So I think they're the surprise package, just because from the outside looking in, there was loads of Thistle fans, if any sort of predictions a couple of weeks ago, Thistle fans were the most negative of the lot, I think, saying they're not going to do much. But I think they'll do more than what the expectations are, and I think, they'll be pushing for 4th, maybe even 3rd place.
Okay, big shout there. I think my thing for part of this, my prediction is when you look through their squad in terms of outgoings, it was an aging squad, definitely. Obviously, Brian Graham sort of tops that list. Stuart Bannigan as well, departing the club, popular player, of course. Alex Kubiak, there's a number of names you can look at, and none of them are under the age of 29, certainly. And I wouldn't be shocked if they're sort of just shaving a bit of the age of their squad, and maybe looking at this season thinking we're not going to be up there competing with Ross County and St Johnstone realistically. Unfortunately for them, unless they really do want to overspend the budget and bring players in, I still don't think they'd compete realistically. And I don't know if there'll be much talk on Dunfermline, so I touch them now as well. I'm sure they're looking at it in a similar way as well. They've moved on Joe Chalmers, Wotherspoon, Clay, loads of players as well over the age of 30, and replaced them with the likes of Charlie Gilmore, Rory McLeod, spending their money in that way to maybe just
quality players though.
Take the age off the squad though massively, and maybe just take this year and then look at next season and say we've built something up a bit here. Part of this though, I think really good 1 to 11, most definitely. If you are looking at a squad of the likes of everyone's reacted big time to some of the big names leaving, but you've still got Carl Turner in there, Luke Macbeth. They're not players that are going to get relegated, in my opinion. And not
for sure. I don't think they'll be. I think they'll be 6th place and above, is my opinion. But
so I can't see them getting relegated either. They've not bought players in. Tony Watt aside, who we know what Tony Watt can be. Yeah. It's not guaranteed that you'll get Tony Watt at his rip roaring best, but in the Championship, you reckon he should be could be 15 goals at least. If he does get things right. Yeah. But as well as him, Lewis Buddenauker's coming in goal from Rangers again. Maybe not the most convincing Championship goalkeeper just yet. I do like him. I've seen him play, and
no David Mitchell.
He's no David Mitchell. Paddy Redding as well, who well, not someone I'd look at and say a certified guaranteed player that's going to push you up the table, make them better. But
very good player.
I think they're fine. Technically good player, and I think part of this will be good. So Green at Morton, almost the same for me as people have looked at their outgoings and said, well, they're gubbed this season again then, because I feel like every single time this bit of the year comes around, people look at Morton and say, oh, I'm not sure about them, they're getting relegated. And I'm just going off pure vibes here. From feeling like that. Dougie Emery vibes. Every year, people are down and out on Green at Morton. Yeah. And I think there's got to be a time where you just say, maybe this is just how they do it, Yeah. And you look at the players they've lost in recent years and not really been that unbelievably affected by it. Yeah. Probably have one of the best teams in the Championship, actually. If in a hypothetical world, maybe this is a TikTok challenge we should do sometimes. What would your team look like if you didn't lose your players? Yeah. Like George Oakley, Robin Muirhead, being the 2 best strikers in the Championship last season in the PFA Team of the Year. They lost them. This year it is difficult. They've lost Morgan Boys. They've lost Jack Baird, the centre-back partnership. They lost a goalkeeper, Ryan Mullen, as well, to St Mirren, who was huge for them. Did bail them out quite a lot. Aaron Lyle, one of their players of the year in midfield as well. So you look at all that and you think, they could be in trouble here. But then you do look at their squad still, and it's got a lot of talent in there. I wrote down a few names just because I don't want to forget them. But Ian Wilson in there, Cammy Blues, who I think centre mid's brilliant. Ali Crawford, Ollie Shaw, Owen Moffat, Tommy Adeloy as well up front. Kind of players, when you go for a game at Capello, you're not going to get an easy game against these guys. Tommy Adeloy is always a goal threat, physical, strong up there. And I believe in Doug Emery. In terms of signings coming in, it's not much. It's not too convincing. Jackson Longridge coming in has some upside as a player, I think, but he's not someone in the Championship you'd say, every team in the league would have been offering him a contract. I think Doug Emery could probably get something out of him. Otherwise, it's been players from down south, and I'm not going to pretend to know anything about them. A few loanees, goalkeeper coming in from Wolves. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to be relegated. I think people are tipping them for 10th or 9th. I could see them having another comfortable 5th place finish. And if that 4th playoff place is a bit open, then, when you're looking at the league, this is my prediction here. When you're looking at the league with 5-6 games left to go, just like last season, Morton could be a team that say, if we get a nice little run here, that could be our spot. Yeah. That's how I see Morton's season going. If that 4th spot's open, otherwise, don't see them getting sucked into a relegation fight. It is tough, especially Jack Baird and Morgan Boys as well. That was their partnership at the end of the day at the back. That was probably what Doug Emery's teams were built on, was just being really solid, didn't make mistakes really. You didn't get much out of them. losing the goalkeeper as well last season. End of the year with 17-year-old Murdoch, I think his name was. I should remember that because I was filming pitchside and he made some phenomenal saves at Starters Park. Looks the real deal. So he might end up playing some game time this season as well. But I think they'll be fine. I don't think they'll be relegated. But
I have to agree. Yeah, I think they'll go. You can, if I'm predicting where they're going to finish, it's 8th to 5th probably. I think they'll be.
I think they'll be better than 8th. That's kind of why I put them as my surprise. Push up for 6th, maybe 5th, something like that. So, but a team we do think is going to get relegated. Then Fraser, who have you put for that bottom place spot?
I've gone Arbroath.
I've also gone for Arbroath on this.
Yeah.
So there's a few teams in the Championship that are in a bit of trouble. I'd say maybe the way you're looking at them. We've mentioned 2 of them there, Partick Thistle and Morton. The way people are talking about them, having a bit of trouble. Arbroath, newly promoted. Deservedly won League One last season, but they've came up, and you think they'll be straight back down then?
I do. This is almost kind of purely based on the fact that I watched them at the weekend, and I know there's a lot more to come from them.
Yeah.
But they were tidy. They look decent. I can see why they've come up from League One last season, how they won the league. But I just think they were lacking. They just lacked something kind of everywhere, really. They've got a decent enough sort of back four. Nikolai Todorov up front wasn't up to
1 goal last season, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't up to too much really. He wasn't really given the tools to do it. Ryan Dow played well. He was pretty lively. Finlay Marshall looked decent. I really was impressed by. I've bored you with this already, but Aaron Pettifer. I hadn't heard of him, but new signing from Bolton down south. And he looked really good. He looked like a very tidy, technical, deep line sort of midfielder. Almost kind of in the mould of like a Callum McGregor almost. So I enjoyed watching him.
That's a high bar you've set there.
I mean, a bit to go to get to his level, but that kind of tidy player, dropping in to find the ball, always taking it in the half turn, played with his head up, so he looked good. So I'm interested to see, if he has a good season, maybe I could see him maybe looking to go to a sort of a more established championship
full-time
team.
move. Yeah.
So interested to see how his season go, but I just think they just lack a little bit. Aaron Muirhead was obviously an experienced head at the back.
He's a great player to have back there as well, like Craig Watson as well. I think they're really solid championship players.
Watson, by the way, and Marco Roos had the ball in I think 30 seconds on the clock, and the ball sort of ran away from him, and it was like, I would say a 50-50. Marco Roos got the ball and poked it away, and Craig Watson scythed them down.
That's not as soon as he said those two were going for a loose ball, I was like, there's only one man walking out of that one. I
was worried actually, because I'm obviously very, as you know, big Marco Roos fan, very excited to see how he gets on this season, and he was down for a good minute or so. He was holding his ankle. I thought, that's him done for the next 4 weeks. He got up, he was fine, but Craig Watson gave him a right good hello to that game. But yeah, back to Arbroath, I just think they just look like they're missing a couple of things. Ayr United looked incisive. They had a clinical edge. Arbroath didn't have that. And there was periods of the game where they sort of brought the fight to Ayr, but I just don't think, over the course of the season, 4-0 in the end was quite comfortable for Ayr. They weren't really threatened at any point. And I think, that if they come up against St Johnstone, Ross County, Thistle, Rovers, Dunfermline, these teams are going to sort of pick them off quite comfortably. So I unfortunately, because I've got a little soft spot for Arbroath after their run a few years ago up in the Championship, I think they might be going back down to the League One.
I've not got too much of a soft spot for Arbroath. We've had quite a few battles with them down the years as a Raith fan. Always quite well contested, but they've always been quite a bit of a rivalry really for us in recent years, because I don't think Arbroath have had too many competitive rivalries, and I think they've seen us as a bit of a, after that season where we both went for the league title and they deservedly won it, and coming up and goalkeepers scoring goals from 30 yards out and stuff like that. Ali Adams, I don't want to think about that too much, but
that's iconic though, to me.
Nah, it's not. It's depressing. But no, my case against Arbroath, or maybe my case, I'll give it for Arbroath a little bit as well. Is I'll give both sides of it. Case against them coming up. First and foremost, elephant in the room, part-time team in a full-time division's always quite difficult. I think it's as impactful as it has to be. Gayfield, though, is a tough place to go. It's one of the more difficult grounds in the Championship. They'll take points off teams when they do go to Gayfield. They've got great support. Arbroath as well these days have really boosted up in recent years, which is great to see. And, certainly Raith have struggled there. I remember, I think our last trip there, we were 2-0 up and ended up losing 3-2. That season, when they got relegated, they were by far the worst team in the Championship. I think it's fair to say. They were quite cut adrift. I don't think it'll be that bad this year.
Yeah.
I think they'll be in touching distance where that happens. But the main thing for me as well, it's just how reliant they were on Fraser Taylor last season, who they've lost to St Mirren. He's a huge loss, of course. Sam Stanton as well, maybe not quite as impactful, but what a player to have and what a player to lose, of course, coming up. And they've not really replaced them quite as well. You mentioned Todorov, who I'm not convinced in terms of getting the goals. Ross Callaghan, a player I personally love as well from his time at Raith, has huge upside but didn't touch the pitch for Motherwell last season. So is he going to be fit or not? I'm not too sure. The one signing I would say they've made, and when choosing them to come bottom, I've said, you know what, maybe he could give them a bit, as Harry Cochrane, who I thought would get a move higher up the Championship, was obviously on trial at Ayr United, and obviously didn't get his move there. So he's one that could really do something.
I think on that, he played well. He was decent against Ayr United, but I think beside Aaron Pettifer looked the better player, I think. So keep an eye on that. I could be wrong. Harry Cochrane obviously is a good player and is making the step up now, but in that sort of midfield of Arbroath, I think Aaron Pettifer just looked a little bit a class above. Yeah,
but it's going to be a step up as well for Harry Cochrane either way from playing League One for so long. So I'm not too convinced by that. You're looking at the teams around them as well, because we've both gone for the same one. So I guess we should touch on some of the other teams. Queen's Park, a lot of people probably thought the writing was on the wall for them, given the way they finished last season. Then you hear about the financial troubles at the club, even issues then going into the youth system affecting them. But they have made enough signings for me that I think will help them keep there. Just be a bit better than Arbroath. I'd probably predict them for 9th.
Yeah.
But Aidan Connolly, big fan, of course, and if you give him a chance to start every week, I think the main thing that's underappreciated about Aidan Connolly is his work ethic as well. Puts in, honestly, the best shift every single week. And he's got a left foot that can do wonders. Fraser, I tell you, cutting in on that, scoring goals. Ewan Murray's came in at the back as well. I don't think you should get relegated with Ewan Murray at the back. He's really solid. And they've kept, good players from last season. Got to see if there'll be, some of them haven't been fit the whole time. But if they can keep their squad fit, Callum Ferry's still in goal, Ewan Murray at the back, Aidan Connolly getting goals in there. They've lost, obviously, quite a few good players. Zach Rudden was important for them last season. Cammy Kerr as well, moving on. But I think they just have enough to be a bit better than Arbroath. Airdrie last season probably should have been relegated, all things at the end of the day. And they were probably the team I was most worried about, given who they lost as well. Losing Adam Frizzell was probably the main one. Ben Wilson was their top scorer.
Adam Frizzell
Northern Ireland.
Has he?
Yeah, always Ireland. Derry, I think he might have signed for Derry. Sorry. So
the Championship in Derry City, loving is absolutely crazy.
A yo-yo. Yeah.
Number of players that Ayr have taken from Derry City.
Paul McMullen as well at the Rovers now. Yeah. So, there's a lot going on there. Ben Wilson got his move as well to the New Saints, I believe it was.
Right, okay.
And Craig Watson leaving as well. And then they've sort of done a mini raid of Airdrie, bringing in Jamie Barr-Jonas, Sean McGinty.
Hamilton.
Hamilton, sorry, yep. Barr-Jonas, McGinty, Ewan Henderson, Airdrie have. So I think Sean McGinty, I think I've said to you before as well, he's not someone that fills me with joy watching him play always, but I think he'll keep them up. Ewan Henderson, they probably need a striker. They probably need some goals in there. They obviously lost Ben Wilson, a bit of a void to fill up front. I saw... Yeah, of course, and I did see on BBC had Chris Mockery up front for them on the BBC team sheet. I don't know if he was playing up front or if it was Ewan Henderson, might have made a bit more sense, but a few question marks. Cade Morrow is their only goalkeeper signed up at the minute as well, young goalkeeper. A few question marks on Airdrie, but I think they were a bit of a false position last year, and they've started the League Cup campaign superbly as well with a win away to Dundee. Or maybe that was just Stephen Presley masterclass, who knows. 3-0 win against Bonnyrigg as well. You'd probably expect them to win that one, of course, but I thought the way they played last season when we faced them, certainly Raith have really struggled against Airdrie in recent years. But
it's funny you say that because Ayr had the opposite experience. They were one team that I think Ayr won 5-0 and 5-1 maybe at home last season, so it's a slightly different experience. I was never overly impressed by them, but I think, any team that comes back from where they were last season and stays up it's got to be
Yes.
got to keep an eye on them.
That's the difference with watching your team, depending who you're up against. Because we went the year we finished second. They were the only team we didn't beat every single time we played them under Ian Murray, and then Ian Murray had his one game again last season, which was against Airdrie.
Yeah.
That got him the sack after one match. So and then they beat us again in the run-in last season. So yeah, they really did have our number. But Adam Frizzell was the one player in midfield that I thought he was like the game changer for them. Yeah. So losing him could be bad, and if our both are at them, then it could be an interesting, sort of battle down there. So one to keep an eye on. Fraser, we'll finish off our championship chat here with a player to watch, and there was a lot of names on this, and also to clear it up, because we weren't too clear on it. It's probably the thing. What is a player to watch, Fraser? I think it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Well, it is. Yeah, I think we're sort of interpreting this the way we see fit. So I've gone with it, just the player to watch, just regardless of experience, stature. I've gone with a player that I think everyone will enjoy watching. Dom Thomas.
Have you gone for Dom Thomas?
I've gone for Dom Thomas.
Okay, yeah. So I knew you were thinking about a few different ones, but he's one to watch out for.
You want to explain your interpretation of player to watch?
Yeah, I don't think it has to be. I don't know if Dom Thomas probably isn't your prediction for player of the year in the league either or anything, but well, it might be. I don't know. I've gone for a name that you might not know quite as well, and this is where the bias comes in. But to be fair, I've seen him play quite a few times now. I've seen him in training quite a few times as well from doing my stuff with Raith, and it's J Rowe I've gone for.
J Rowe.
Yeah. He said he gets that all the time, don't worry.
Yeah,
we thought about doing that for his signing announcement, and he said everyone says that all the time.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd do something where we clear up that it's J Rowe, not Jai. Okay. It's J. The worst thing for him as well is I met him, and then we did this, and one of the first things we asked was like Jay or Jai, because I think he had Jai Katongo. I think he went by Jai, but I've had him called both, so I'm not actually too sure on that either. Same spelling, and he said it's Jay, but like it's fine. And then we literally did a video of him, which unfortunately didn't end up going out just the way his signing announcement happened. But so he did this whole thing where he says it's Jay, not Jai, and then for the rest of the day, even the people that were there for that were calling him Jai again. And I'm like, poor guy, man. I just get it all the time. But it's J Rowe, English right back. Do you want me to do my J Rowe propaganda first?
Propaganda.
So he's came in, the Rovers system this season most certainly looks like, again, if we're carrying on from last season, under Barry Robson, is a back three. Sort of a free sort of 2-1-2 sort of thing. 3-4-3, whatever you want to say. But anyway, wing backs in there. And Jay will come in. I'm trying not to call him Jai, make sure I don't do that. Play that right wing back role. He's came in, you can see quite quickly, he's in great shape as well as an athlete. One of those players that came in, I believe it was Boston United he was at. And I love it when you see on Twitter, certainly seems to be where all the football chat still is these days with the kids, but when you see fans of another club come all over it and say, sorry, that sounds terrible. Comment all over the post. Sorry. Pause for a second there. Comment all over it saying, this guy's brilliant. And such a big loss. I saw we did it when Regan Hendry signed for Forest Green Rovers, and every single comment's a Ray fan being like, you're so lucky, it's that kind of thing. So, loads of fans that seen Jay play before were saying, he's a player. So I was optimistic when he came in, and you do see a lot of players obviously come in from down south, non-league levels, and you're not too sure what they're going to look like because it's been a bit of a mixed bag to say down the years. Certainly Raith have had a mixed bag of players coming from sort of national league level. Manny Dukas of the world and stuff like that comes to mind for me. So, I have upside, but certainly just didn't quite kick on. But watching Jay play, he's young, he's a good age, great age, but a younger right back that's played, I think he's 23.
Yeah, that is a great age.
I think he's 23. That's just me guessing, by the way. I might be wrong. Yeah. Double check that. But he's came in and he's physically looks excellent. And watching him in training as well, I don't want to give away our set piece routines here, but all I'll say is he got on the end of a lot of headers. I don't think that's giving anything away there. I think that's okay. Because you could see from first game against Elgin, bang, he gets in there. Brilliant header from a set piece. Pops up at the back post as well. Right wing back, I think it's going to suit him to the world. Even if he's playing a right back, he's like that kind of athlete that can get up and down, but not just get up and down. He's at the back post every time as well. Similar to maybe a little bit of pressure, a bit of a James Tavernier type. Because he's popping up in the box, when a loose ball drops down, where a striker sometimes, James Tavernier's got that brilliant instinct of just being there for some reason. and maybe then leaves his team a bit short defensively because he's, in the 6-yard box, but works with the back three a bit easier, I suppose. There's a bit more leeway and some workhorses all around him in that Raith team. I think J-Ro could honestly get up towards 10 goals in the league from right back, which in the Championship would get you one of the top scorers. I think he could get up there.
I would, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my sort of bold claim.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I love it.
6 or 7, which is invaluable for a right back, might be realistic. 10, you never know. That's me being really hopeful there. But he can strike a ball, he can win a header. Pre-season, he scored against Alloa. A nice finish. Start the season off as well with a goal against East Kilbride and a goal against Elgin from right wing back in 2 League Cup group stage games. So he'll win headers all day long. He's powerful as anything. And seeing someone actually win more headers than Paul Hanlon from attacking corners has been a bit of a surprise to start the season. I wasn't expecting that. So he's my player to look out for this season. I think he could really be one that's got the quality to, don't want to put tons of pressure on, to steal the words of our friend Ayr and Fraser last week. Don't want to put too much pressure on the lad. But I think he's one I'm going to enjoy watching this season. My kind of player.
Will Gordon Brown enjoy watching him?
Hey, hopefully, yeah.
Good.
Hopefully.
There you go. That's how you feel. It's a good Raith player now.
I suppose, yeah. I've asked him, but
I'm going Dom Thomas.
Going Dom Thomas, I've heard of him.
Only because I was bullied into not picking Marco Roos, but there you go. No, I'm going Dom Thomas because he's just a bit of quality. I think he's kind of reframed my opinion on Ayers' upcoming season. I think I was a little bit down in the dumps. My favourite player in the world, Conor McLennan, moved on.
Jay Henderson. Propaganda for him, yeah.
Yeah, the two of them leaving was huge. So influential to Ayers' season last season. And I thought, where's the quality going to come from? Would we sign Jamie Murphy, who's brilliant, and he's the captain now, or captain in Ben Dempsey's absence? But, he's 38, 39, I'm not sure exactly, but he's not quite got the sharpness that these players have. So when I heard that we were in for Dom Thomas and it was made official, that really was a huge result.
I'd say it was quite quiet the way he signed as well. I've not seen people ranting and raving about it. Quite quietly, just came back, signed for Ayr United. Yeah,
and this is possibly the first time I think I've ever seen Ayr United refer to a signing as having an undisclosed fee.
Ooh,
I thought, we're in the big leagues now?
Yeah,
it's like, what is that undisclosed fee? 2 million.
A packet of Skittles.
Packet of Skittles. Who knows? But normally it's just like signed on. 2-year deal, 1-year deal, probably.
That's exciting.
6-month deal. Now we're signing players on. I think he's on a 2-year deal for an undisclosed fee, and it must, because he was on a 2-year deal at Derry City, I think so. It won't be cheap, so that's exciting. But that aside, what a player! He's already scored. He's off the mark. Scored a sort of trademark Dom Thomas worldie against Annan Athletic.
He does have that trademark goal, doesn't he, in this game?
Almost like kind of Iron Robin-ish.
Aidan Connolly,
quite
sort
of left foot.
John Robertson.
Oh wow, you're just naming
East Kilbride John Robertson. That is.
It was a really lovely strike. Cut inside in the box, left footed, whipped into the top corner. So he's got real ability, and it's quite interesting actually seeing him. Nick McAllister for Ayr didn't ever really have him down as such an attacking fullback, but he was really making darting runs down, and Dom Thomas was sort of drifting inside. But when Nick McAllister was not doing that, Dom Thomas was getting to the byline, getting balls across. So, I think with the profile of the Ayr United strikers, he'll just be whipping balls in for Curtis Main and George Oakley, hopefully, because I think that's their strengths anyway. But if he doesn't do that, he can chop in onto his left foot and whip it into the top corner. So I think he'll have a big season. And if Ayr are going to threaten Ross County and St Johnstone, he needs to be firing, and I think on the basis of what I've seen already, I think he will.
My guess might be people are underrating it a little bit because it's been a long time since we've seen, not really his fault, well, not even all too long, to be fair. Queen's Park did push for the title a few years back, of course, but it feels like it's been a while since we've seen him competing at the top end of the league. Maybe that's just why it's been a bit underappreciated as a signing, but I agree, if he can get those relationships, he's the kind of guy, if he's got a right back supporting him, McAllister, Dylan Watcher, it could be as well. Yeah. That's like when Aidan Connolly was at his best at Raith, that was when he had a Regan Tumulty bombing down the side, or Ross Mellon, they had a brilliant relationship as well at his time, and that freedom to cut inside and sort of do what he wants. You do see with these players sometimes when some teams can work them out, maybe make it a bit difficult for Dom Thomas. But I agree. I think he's one to. He's a good player to watch because I think people have. He's just gone under the radar a little bit, signing for Ayr, so on his undisclosed fee. So certainly another player to watch out for. If he had J Rowe bombing down the outside of him, imagine that.
My goodness,
that'd be somewhere inside.
Nick McAllister was looking actually all right. It was weird. Kevin Holt was looking for Nick McAllister every single time. First half in particular, he was opening his body up looking for Nick McAllister and pinging 40, 50 yard diags to Nick McAllister. Don't know what tactic it was kind of working, but interesting. But
I'm listening to this all the way. We've got second game of the season, I think. I'm saying Paul McMullen, watch out. Okay, get down that left channel. Right, the right back's not going to be there.
Oh, you've got Kevin Holt will be.
Don't worry,
Sean will be. Sorry,
exactly. So. Paul McMullen, you've got a 1v1 race against Kevin Holt if you want it.
Sean won. Oh wow, man of the match performance.
He's a good player as well.
Yeah, so
Paul McMullen, he's rapid. He's another player to look out for.
Paul McMullen.
Yeah, if he didn't have such an unfortunate case of finishing against East Kilbride the other day, he might be my player to look out for as well. But I'm excited to see him in a Raith shirt. And there's quite a few players in there that if they click this season, I think they could do it. And we were going to do top scorer, and I'm just very, very going to quickly gloss over this. I say to my shout could be Lewis Vaughan this season if he stays fit. So he could be a player to watch out for.
I want this on record.
I want this on record just in case. Yeah, if he stays fit.
This is a difficult one to do, and we'll not go into too much depth. But Ronan Hale, Uche Piezu, Mackenzie Kirk, George Oakley. Anton Dowes if he comes back fit, Lewis Vaughan, Dylan Easton. There's quality all over the park, all over the league, so all over the various parks. So interesting. So we'll not try and predict that because I don't know if it's actually possible. But
good fun.
We'll settle on Dom Thomas and move on.
All right, Championship. It's going to be electric as ever. Best league in the SPFL
for sure. Yeah.
Don't know my secret shout, by the way. Fraser just finished off. I think the Lowland League might be the best league in Scotland.
You think?
I think the Lowland League is. I love everyone says the Championship always. I love the Championship, but the Lowland League in terms of competitiveness, wow,
it's competitive. But I love it. But it can be over with 10 games to go. If one team runs away with it and one team's
I'm saying now that EK's gone.
You think this is
going to be 7 teams going for the title, mate?
Open it. They need a national league like down in England where they've got a playoff.
But in terms of the teams in it, unreal. If we had better rulings in Scotland, then the league had a bit more opportunity. But just that's what. Cause the good thing about the Championship team is, obviously 4 teams will be in the promotion hunt. 2 teams in the rally. That's 6 teams at the end of the season. Is going to have. Yeah. That's the drama that makes it. But in terms of just pure teams, I think Lowland League. But that's not slag on the Championship. Best league in the SPFL. But almost every year.
The funny thing about the Lowland League, if they expanded that to include like the East of Scotland League and the West of Scotland League,
well, they're splitting it for next season. So
officially.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, this isn't a great look for you, Fraser. Oh, God, one of our podcast experts,
I know that.
Yeah, the Lowland League split for next season. No one's getting relegated this season, so even less on the line this year. It's becoming East and West.
But that's the West and East, like those teams that if they could probably come and compete in the Lowland League.
Yeah.
So
they could compete in League 2, generally. They could. So we'll maybe do a Lowland League chat sometime. If people want to hear that, let us know in the comments. If you want
to see our Lowland League chat from last season.
Yes, they could do. A bit outdated now, but
on the Caledonian Braves.
I'll be some league as well. Teams going for that title this season. So
the Caledonian Braves looking quality.
Clyde Bank as well. We return to the SPFL this season, so it's going to be good. Right,
humdinger, as they say.
It's going to be a humdinger. So right, should we jump into some extra time challenges?
Let's do it.
Right. That's the start of extra time.
We are so back.
We are so back, yeah. We haven't got Luke to sing again today. He'll be back next week, he promised me.
Did he?
Yeah.
He didn't promise me.
Oh, well, he's a busy man. He's off chasing the bag today.
Oh.
Cash.
Yeah, good man. Good. As he bloody will.
What's it, Jermaine?
Got a big trip coming up.
Some man just don't get it. Jermaine Genus. Coin. That's Luke today. Coin. Some man just don't get coin.
So that is
Luke today.
He's off to...
Thankfully, he hasn't been sacked by the BBC yet, unlike our pal Jermaine. And as he shouldn't be, because he's
no.
He's brilliant.
I've heard that Luke is incredibly appropriate with everyone that he meets and works with. So
that's what I've heard as well.
That's my reference, personal reference.
Good lad. That's mine.
Yeah.
We've got some challenges. We've got 3 challenges. If we've got time for them all. I've got football to play tonight, but we've got time for these challenges. I'll tell you. So we've got one to jump into. We've got a follow-up to come here from what's been such a popular challenge. We're back again.
We're milking this for all it's worth.
Yeah. Do you wanna introduce this one? We jump straight into it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, that's a point actually. Am I interviewing? Am I introducing it the same way as the last one?
Just do the same as last time, but just all time.
So we are going to do an all-time Lions, British and Irish Lions team. Well, I'll redo that one.
Do that again, yeah. People don't see this for the clips.
Sorry about this, guys. I hope you're enjoying this, but it's not easy being perfect.
Right, it's Fraser's first time talking, so.
Exactly. Okay, compose yourself. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we are going to do our all-time British and Irish Lions 11.
That's right. Obviously, people loved it last time, so we thought we'd come back and do it all over again, but all time.
Yeah.
No controversy last time at all.
No, none at all, and there will be none this time.
No, definitely not.
Politics out the window. This is purely football.
Yeah,
as the last one was as well.
Wasn't it? And if you've got an issue with the way that, Ireland, British and Irish Lions do the Irish picks, look, bring it up the Irish Rugby Federation, not us. Yeah. Okay, they decided to play as one, so not us.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to jump with the goalkeeper?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're using up a Welsh pick here, Neville Southall.
Yep, you look through some of the Welsh options all the time. There's not a huge amount, but Neville Southall, described on his Wikipedia as one of the greatest goalkeepers of his generation.
Did he happen to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or on any occasions, Callum?
Not once, but twice. Twice. He was a player known, all around. He played for a lot of clubs in the end.
Really?
So he played for
a few.
But he's not here for his time at Dagenham and Redbridge, Torquay, Bangor.
Hardly know her.
I answered that a bit quickly to make it seem convincing. So people know you probably.
Yeah.
Not pre-plan that one at all. That would be really sad.
No, we didn't choreograph that.
No. Neville Southall, known for his 578 games for Everton.
I mean, that's not too bad. And what period was that at Everton? Have you got that to hand?
I do. 80s and 90s. And an incredible 92 caps for Wales as well. He's a steady pair of hands in our goal.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Brilliant.
He's only 6'1".
Only 6'1"?
Yeah.
I'd love to be 6'1".
Well, for a goalkeeper, I meant. But, not too much competition back there, so an easy pick and goal. I'll go on to the right back. Our right back is going to be the one, the only, the pundit, expert, Gary Neville.
Oh!
It's like he's in the room.
The greatest commentator or pundit in the history of Sky Sports, of course, but also a very handy right back.
He was. A lot of the debate these days is saying Carl Walker's overtaken him in the all-time.
Yeah, but Gary Neville never played for Burnley, so...
That's true. You're wrong if you're saying Carl Walker.
Yeah,
he's washed.
Gary Neville, perhaps underrated. And to be honest, he's probably not one of the English players, or actually one of the players that we really wanted to include, but going forward in this squad, we had some big names that we needed to include, and we were left with. And listen, Gary Neville's a fantastic right back. So sorry, I'm going to stop talking negatively. You take it away.
Well, I've heard his Man United teammates talk, about him, and said that Gary Neville could kind of actually do what anyone could do with a ball at his feet. Just never really felt like he had to or anything like that. But partnership with David Beckham down there right wing, good mates as well.
Iconic.
Pretty iconic. So look, no one's getting around Gary Neville. Most solid players they come. So do you want to move into our first centre back?
I will do, yeah. At right centre back here, I've got Billy McNeil.
What a legend.
Caesar, as they call him.
Caesar, they do. Captain.
Captain.
He's not captain we haven't got a captain for this team. We don't need to have a captain for this team. It probably should be the guy next to him. I don't know.
I would,
maybe. We're a bit biased, I guess, but probably should be the guy next to him.
Yeah, I would say the guy next to him.
Yeah,
we
but
can
anyway,
get to him.
McNeil.
Billy McNeil.
One of the first names you said for this.
Yeah, I think just because of his impact for Scotland really, and Celtic. Imagine lifting a European Cup for your boyhood club. The first one and the first person to do so from any British club. Yeah. It's when all your teammates live within 30 miles and were born within 30 miles of each other. It's fairy tale stuff. And he went on, what a career he had at Celtic. Played countless games for Scotland as well. And I think, he's loved by everyone at Celtic.
For these British and Irish Lions, we go for one of the greatest moments for a British club. Celtic winning the Champions League.
That's risky, but it's
Just asking for it now.
They were the first British.
That's not making TikTok that bit.
Do you think?
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how controversial we feel.
Absolutely.
I don't want death threats, man.
So is Celtic the greatest British club of all time, Callum?
I wouldn't go that far.
Thanks to Billy McNeil.
They're certainly a British club that have done some good things.
Yeah,
so
they certainly have.
Right,
Celtic are the epitome of the British and Irish Lions, if you think about it.
I suppose they kind of are.
They really are British and Irish, and boy did they roar in Lisbon.
Boy. Right, moving swiftly on to our other centre back, World Cup winning Bobby Moore.
Yeah, this is hard to overlook, I think.
Probably our skipper here.
Yeah, one of England's top 3 players of all time, potentially top 2. 4-4-2 had him down at 2, so we'll have him down at centre back. He's left the World Cup. Did so 1966 for England. What a stalwart at the back. Also for West Ham as well. Iconic. So
all I need to say is
I'm forever blowing bubbles.
I've seen Green Street, mate. Bobby Moore, of course. Although in his later days, a bit sad. Bobby Moore wasn't that hailed at West Ham. Do you know that? I read Harry Redknapp's book once.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
What did that
on
say?
a rainy day?
I'm sure that was informative.
On a rainy day, I read it. Yeah,
Geezer, all right.
Geezer. He said that he knew Bobby Moore quite well. His dad played with him, I think, or no. I might be getting my ears mixed up here. No,
potentially.
Frank Lampard's dad would have been.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my players mixed up there.
So is that Harry's brother?
Harry Redknapp's time around the same time, yeah. So knew Bobby Moore, and he went back to West Ham, and he used to just go in by himself and watch games in the stands, but no one really knew who he was, weirdly, sort of that era at West Ham. He wasn't that hyped up or anything like that. And he's just walking, and one day he went to watch a game and stood at the door gate, said, have you got your ticket? And he said, no, but I'm come along and watch the games. I'm Bobby Moore. And he said, I don't know who you are, sorry. And he can't get him without a ticket. And then he never came back.
I mean, to be fair, listen, I know he's pretty big time, but you can't expect him,
You can if you've got more. All right. Because in the year since they've named Stan, after he died, then there was a huge fanfare about making him. We probably appreciate how big of a legend he was for our club. No one else is ever going to do that. But at the time, he used to just go watch games by himself. No one sat with him or anything like that. Quite sad. That would just be forgotten by his club.
I think that
whilst he was alive.
What that just shows you is that the World Cup was kind of meaningless. Didn't really mean much.
Kind of does, because certainly our next pick in this team might just prove that.
Yeah.
Who's our left back?
Well, and weirdly, it'll prove that it did mean a lot because we're about to brag about this. But we're going Jim Baxter. Callum, a Fifer, local to yourself.
To
an extent.
Hell a beef, So started his career at Raith Rovers. Of course he did. One of our greats of all time. Rangers legend as well. Most fondly remembered for doing keepy uppies at Wembley against the world champion England team.
Yep, Scotland lifting the unofficial World Championship trophy that day. 3-2 at Wembley. Jim Baxter doing keepy ups. The most nonchalant keepy ups as well. Not even
pointless, man.
Pointless, but
stunning.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely.
Bobby Charlton's just watching him go past. I've never seen anything like this.
That's cheeky, pure attitude from Jim Baxter, and then he just scooped the ball up over.
Okay. So many things that tick him off. Shout out to Andy Robertson for his recent contributions to Scottish football as well, but Jim Baxter is an all-timer.
Yeah. If Andy Robertson can squeeze in a few keepy-ups at Wembley for Scotland against England before he retires, then I think he might just edge it. But
if Andy Robertson can squeeze in a few keepy-uppies, full stop. No, sorry, that was really harsh, sorry.
I've
been talking to you for too long. You've been complaining about Andy Robertson.
I love Andy Robertson.
I know you do.
I really do, but I just think technically he lacks it.
No, but Jim Baxter certainly did not. So
exactly.
A worthy pick in here, using up our second Scotland spot. We'll move into midfield. Our next Irish pick is going to be Roy Keane. Or is he our first Irish pick? He's our first Irish pick, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, our first Irish pick in midfield. The one and only Roy Keane, midfield enforcer in there.
Yeah, he has to be. Maybe there'll be some Irish fans watching this thinking, after what he did in 2002 in Korea or Japan, at the World Cup, will that sting a little bit? But no, listen, what a player. He was one of the best midfielders of his generation, lifted the Champions League. Unfortunately, didn't lift the World Cup for Ireland, but maybe he would have if he'd hung around in 2002. But very good player, an enjoyable pundit, we have to say. If we're giving Gary Neville a shout out for his punditry, Roy Keane's at the other end of the scale, but we love his punditry. So, no, brilliant player, and fully deserves. Imagine him in front of that back four. Absolutely nobody is getting past that back five.
I know, 100%. And we've got quite an attacking team around him. We've gone for 4-4-2. Roy Keane will be the nice steady metronome in the midfield.
Yeah.
So, next midfielder.
We're going for Bobby Charlton. I think we've mentioned him already. Jim Baxter's kind of made him look a little bit silly, but you're allowed to look silly if you just lifted the World Cup. I think that's fair to say.
England's former all-time top goal scorer as well. He did it in the days before you could bang 5 in against San Marino as well. So
exactly. So
if half the goals aren't counted against Malta and San Marino and Gibraltar, then
Harry Kane running away after his hat trick against Lithuania.
Bobby Charlton would never have done that. He scored the goals when it mattered.
Exactly.
An all-timer at Man United as well. Second top scorer at Man United these days as well. So, but a legend in midfield, I suppose, as well, and a world champion.
Exactly. Yeah, very much deserves to start in our all-time tour of Brazil and Argentina.
No idea. All-time Brazil team and Argentina team might be tough, but we'll come back onto that. Right, on the wings, possibly the two easiest picks in this entire thing, I might say.
Yeah, they were first down on your notepad, Callum.
Well, they had to be, mate.
So we're going left or right first?
I'll go on the right first.
Go on.
On the right wing, who else? George Best. Our second Irish pick in here.
What a player. That genuinely phenomenal. I think he was, at the time,
at his peak.
The best.
At his peak, yeah.
If he had a work ethic anywhere close to Cristiano Ronaldo, it's scary to think where his career.
Well, he had a work ethic for certain things.
He did.
Woman, pints.
He did, yeah. I think that we're trying to find that famous quote, the one when he skipped the game when he was at Hibs, skipped playing at Somerset against Ayr United for going out with some very pretty women,
some models,
and alcohol, and he chose that.
Can you blame him?
I personally, with my United top on, yes. But I think anybody else.
Personally, with my United top on, my girlfriend watching.
No, I cannot. Legend of the game, and the sesh, you could probably say.
It's both, yeah.
He loved our United, but what a player! And I had the privilege, Callum. I bored you with this before. I've had the privilege of meeting him as a 2-year-old. Refused to sit in his knee, and boy, do I regret that, because he's up there with Pele, I think. Maradona.
In terms of a peak, not remembered for his time at Hibs quite as impactfully, but at his best, one of the best there is. As is this guy on the left wing, Fraser. Take it away.
Gareth Bale. We took a bit of flack, Callum, for our top 5 British sportsmen of all time, putting him at number 2, but I personally believe that he is second on the list. Absolute quality. The man won 4-5 Champions Leagues, got man of the match in one, overhead kick in the same one. What a quality player. Transformed a nation, you could say. I do genuinely think he's impacted a generation of Welsh football. Quality. He made me kind of keep an eye on Real Madrid matches, and I've got no affinity to Tottenham or Wales or Gareth Bale himself, really. But what, I mean,
you remember some of his peak moments, like obviously the Euros, big time, but even like Copa del Rey finals, it felt like everyone in Britain was watching the Copa del Rey final, probably for the only time ever, and everyone remembers him just destroying Mark Bartra down that wing, and
poor
moments
Mark
like that.
Bartra.
That's what he's remembered for.
Yeah, he didn't do much wrong.
Yeah,
and Mark Bartra was probably flying. Like, if I was to be racing Mark Bartra, he probably would have beaten me. But because he was up against the Roadrunner, he looked like he was wearing lead boots. So,
and we did think about putting Gareth Bale at left back, but there wasn't really any other Welsh wingers we considered putting in. So
no, I don't think there's been any that we'll talk about. Gareth Bale, phenomenal player. There's just a little bit of sadness when I think of Gareth Bale, because I think his career just sadly was cut short. If he had the longevity of Ronaldo, crazy to think what he would have done. But that's a big if. But what a player when he was fit and firing. One of the best of all time.
Most definitely, and a great golfer.
A fantastic golfer.
Right, we'll move on to the strikers. I'm going to go up first because I want to take him. Our final Scot in the team. Who else but King Kenny? Well, I say who else but King Kenny. There was 2 good options up there, wasn't there?
There were actually. There were. I was pushing to have both Scots, but the other option up top is also good. But Kenny Dalglish, the king.
Well, there's two Scots we could have had up there.
Yeah, Dennis Law and King Kenny.
A legend.
We've just, unfortunately, Dennis Law just missed out. But King Kenny's the top goal scorer for Scotland. And the impact he had at Liverpool, Celtic as well. Both sides of the border. Not many players do that. And he did it. I think he started off at Drumchapel Amateurs as well.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
So brilliant when you think of that. And he's so good. His daughter is now one of the best broadcasters in the country. So
I don't think
what a legacy.
Definitely talk about that too much though. I mean, they keep that one a bit quiet. So if only one of our parents was, we wouldn't be. Where would Joga Bonito be?
I know.
My dad was a Scotland international.
Yeah. Why?
Not to say she's not a good host. She is a very good host. So
No shit. Yeah. Soon
but
to be match of the day presenter.
of course, it's one of the three. So move on to our other striker with King Kenny. I think it's you to do it.
Oh, me to do
It's
it.
you to
Sorry,
do
I
it.
was Ian Rush.
A bit more of a Liverpool taste here as well.
Yeah.
But what an all-timer. I was going to look up his Wales stats. Not actually that overwhelming. 73 caps, 28 goals. It's not what he did in a Wales shirt, I suppose. It's what he did in a Liverpool shirt, especially on 2 different occasions.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And if you can think about it though, Callum, 28 goals for Wales in 73. That's a goal.
True.
A goal in more than one goal in every 3 games. That's at that time playing for a small nation like Wales. That's a phenomenal return, really. Kenny Dalglish, I think, only got 32 for Scotland and 102 caps or something. So similar ratio, or even better ratio than King Kenny. So Ian Rush, brilliant player, and fully deserves to lead the line alongside the King.
Yep. So the Liverpool fans out there will be enjoying this. I'm going to finish this off just by saying the rules because we didn't say it at the start as well. Yeah. People watching the long form hopefully saw the last clip. We don't know everyone on TikTok's as patient, so this might get edited into the front. TikTok. We should have started off by saying, of course, this is an all-time version, and you can choose 3 players from each nation.
Yep.
So just needed to get that in there.
Yeah.
We've also got a manager. Yeah,
and the manager is included obviously for the math. Slightly controversial, as you explained the rules there, Callum. We're going to go for our manager who.
So obviously the way the Lions work is they can have a manager being represented from the nation, but obviously a coach of a nation doesn't need to be from that nation. So we've gone for our final Irish pick, and we've gone for Jack Charlton as our manager.
Yeah.
Now, he's not Irish or Northern Irish. He's English, but he's beloved by the Irish fans.
I think if you go to Ireland and ask any Irish person of a certain generation, is Jackie Charlton Irish? They would say yeah. He's an honorary Irishman. He transformed the sort of the feeling of a nation. That World Cup campaign in the 90s. Wow.
So Italy, they faced off against
Italy and Romania, I think as well potentially. What an impact he had. He was loved by all. I think it was controversial, maybe the appointment at the start, but yeah, he is an Irish legend.
Yeah, I mean, Father Ted had a picture of him on his mantelpiece. That's all that matters to me. That's when you're a legend. So, yeah.
So he makes our all-time.
Rounds off our list quite nice. I think that's a solid team. So, this team will be facing off against an all-time Brazil team, an all-time Argentina team. How well do you think they could do?
They'll steamroller them.
Steamroller them up.
Pele up against Roy Keane, George Best, no chance.
Messi up against Jim Baxter,
no chance.
Maradona running one-on-one with McNeil and Moore.
Oh, come on, Caesar versus Messi and Maradona.
Messi pinging free kicks the edge of the box, Neville Southall in goal.
Luckily, we've not got Peter Shilton in goal. We've gone with Neville Southall, so there'll be no. Maradona can keep his hands down by his side.
Ronaldinho is striking free kicks. Sorry, David Seaman's not in goal anymore, pal.
Exactly.
Neville Southall's getting to that.
Exactly.
Probably saves it midair, grabs post, swings around, jumps on the crossbar, throws it out long. Yeah. It's Jim Baxter. Keep you up. He's bing, bing, bing.
Oh,
pops it over the top. King Kenny.
Roy Keane. If he sees Pele try to do any of these fancy tricks,
can you do a good?
Leave one on him.
Can you do a Roy Keane impression?
Well. No.
That sounded. It was quite a good start. That was actually quite good.
Come on! You gotta get in there from the start.
That's brilliant. I've never heard. I put you on the spot with that fully. I've never asked you to do a Roy Keane impression.
You gotta show him your part. You're in the game. You gotta show him. You gotta give him it.
Leave one on him. That's brilliant, that was.
What do you think? That was okay?
I enjoyed that, yeah.
Bordering on slightly American, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Baby. Big baby.
Okay, you can stop now. I get it, so.
Baby.
Right, let's move on to our next challenge. What one do you want to do next? We've got 2 more to come.
Let's do this. Match attacks.
Okay, yeah.
It's on the page.
So I was looking through the skeletons in my closet.
Yeah, that would have taken a while.
Oh, it certainly did. And I found a pile of Scottish match attacks from a couple seasons ago.
2023 to 2024, Callum.
Oh, have you looked up?
They are all, yeah.
Okay, and I said, Fraser, do you want to do something with these? And you said, oh, hold my drink. I do. So
This is a trial.
Explain the rules to this, please.
Whether or not this will work, we'll see. But this is a match attack special with Callum and Fraser.
Thanks for specifying who it is here.
Yeah, so just trying to give it that pop, you know. So, Callum, I'm going to give you the first player, and I'm going to tell you what his score is, his attack score in match attacks is. Then I'm going to ask you for higher or lower for the next player.
Okay, we'll give us a higher or lower.
Are you ready?
SPFL match attacks.
Higher or lower SPFL match attacks. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So first up, we have Billy Mackay. I don't know if I need to show the camera.
I think you need to show the camera, yeah.
Billy Mackay.
Billy Mackay.
His attack is 65, okay?
65.
You committed that to memory?
I remembered that.
James Tavernier, higher or lower than 65? I've just showed the camera.
I guess you shouldn't show the camera yet. Pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah.
Do I think James Tavernier's got higher than 65 attack? I'm going to say yes.
You're going to say yes?
He's a striker, one's a right back, but I'm still going to say yes.
You're still going to say yes. Callum, you'd be correct. Because the people at Match Attack have given James Tavernier 73.
I'll give it a show the camera now.
8 points higher than Billy Mackay.
Wow. To be fair, the goal scoring numbers do kind of show it.
And it's fair enough, because he's probably... I would disagree in the fact that they put his defence higher than his attack.
Yeah, I disagree with that as well. Right.
Okay, so 73 for attack. So we're now going on to our next player, Alex Gogic. Higher or lower?
Than Tavernier.
It's
got to be lower.
Lower.
Of course.
Correct. 61, Alex.
I would have been more interested if his defence was higher or lower.
I could have done that, yeah.
Could have done that.
I've sort of set it up so they're all in attack.
Okay,
so moving on to the next player.
So I generally don't know who would have had higher, though.
Yeah.
Gogic.
Well, do you want me to do that?
You can tell me if you want.
Okay, so Tavernier's...
Oh, you're going to redo the challenge?
Yeah, we can redo
Okay, the people watching, they've got to see the full thing of this. You're going to switch to defence now, because I generally have no clue on that. So what's Tavernier's defence again? Do that.
So Tavernier's defence is 80. So we're going to go for Alex Gogic and his defence.
Right, James Tavernier's defence is very high. So I'll say Gogic is lower.
Correct, 63.
There's not that big of a discrepancy between the two of them defensively. Gogic is probably a better defender.
So these are the next player. This is interesting. Match attacks.
Have you shown that Gogic to the camera? The Gog.
The Gog.
Big Rangers fan.
We're sitting not far. Yeah, we're sat not too far behind him at the Scottish Cup final.
Yep.
Celtic versus Rangers.
Two big Rangers fans ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Right, Gogic. What's the challenge?
Flip there.
What's the challenge for Gog?
Next one, I'm going to go for the defence. So Alex Gogic defence 63. Now David Watson, higher or lower?
David Watson's more of an attacking player as well. I'm going to say lower.
It's close. It's very close. And you'd be correct, Callum. 59.
Question, do they have Alex Gogic as a midfielder or a defender?
They've got him as a midfielder.
Right, okay.
He's got a lovely balanced card.
No, you see, this was what had been changed over the last couple of years. Is this attack higher than his defence?
No, his defence.
Oh, that's the other way around,
It's
right.
very close.
Shouldn't be that close.
David Watson, though, similarly rated. His attack was 64 and his defence was 59, so...
Has he got his wee wrist support on?
He does, yes.
Wonder why.
Have I showed the...
You're showing the camera, you're not showing me.
Yeah, but I'll show you again.
Wonder why he's got the wrist support on.
Why?
I don't know.
Callum, he's a young player.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, interesting. Our next player, so David Watson's attack is 64.
Okay.
Next in the pile is another St Mirren player, Conor McMenamin. Higher or lower?
Tricky. Higher.
Nailed it, Callum. You're on a roll, sir. 69.
There we go.
There
Flying.
you go.
See,
Okay.
no inappropriate jokes that time.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're better than that. We're mature. I'm 27, for God's sake.
Great age.
So, Conor McMennon's attack was 69. We've now got Jay Henderson. Higher or lower? Jay Henderson in a Ross County kit. Again, he will be donning the county kit this season.
I'm going to say lower because this was before his breakout at Ayr United.
Callum, you are flying. Red hot form. 67 though. Very close.
I think he'd be higher now.
Now this is interesting.
Have you shown Jay Henderson to the people at home?
No, I have not.
There he is. And
But thank you.
He looks different these days. He's got a better.
Yeah, he does.
Got a better Barnett these days, doesn't
Barnett
he?
is better actually. It's very, very popular. He's gone for that longer Dylan Easton haircut. Keep it down out there, lads.
Seagulls, eh?
Bloody hell. Okay, so the attack of Jay Henderson is 67. So the attack of Leighton Clarkson, higher or lower?
Ooh.
This is a good one. We've got attacking midfielder, winger.
Yeah.
A more sort of dynamic number 8.
I'm going to say lower. My guess is like 65.
Your red hot form has come to an end, Callum. He was higher. Leighton Clarkson, 72. That's a very, very highly rated card.
That's highly rated.
I highly rate him, I have to say.
Yeah, he's good, to be fair.
I think Leighton Clarkson, if he played for Celtic or Rangers, he'd flourish.
I fumbled.
Yeah, so very interesting. So, Leighton Clarkson, 72 for attack. We now go on to a striker, out and out striker, Mikhail Mandron St Mirren. Higher or lower in attack?
Ooh. I'm going to say higher. He's a Premiership striker, surely higher than 72.
You're a streaky player, Callum. You got that wrong.
Oh.
Mikhail Mandron, 70 for his attack. But that could have changed now. Remember this?
Yeah, I know.
He's older.
I'm trying to think that time, so.
Very interesting. Again, we've got Rio Hatate, higher or lower than 70 for his attack.
It's got to be higher. Leighton Clarkson, 72. Rio Hatate's higher.
That's an idea. We'll do it higher or lower than Leighton Clarkson.
That's not the challenge. I'll say higher as well then.
But yeah, you're correct. Both. Guess what his attack was?
75.
73.
Oh, goodness, that is close.
So there you go. Another well-balanced card. Interesting to see James Tavernier is higher in attack than Rio Hatate, but I guess that maybe makes sense. Okay, interesting. Although maybe I shouldn't have this one in, but this is a dynamite booster.
This doesn't seem very fair.
So this is a
I'm going to say higher.
dynamite booster for Danilo. Is his attack higher or lower than Rio Hatate?
Dynamite booster or not, higher.
Well, in this case, yeah, higher. It's 87.
Danilo.
Highest in the game so far.
Calm down, Danilo.
It's a nice wee shiny though.
Oh, it is, yeah. You can take that one home.
Rangers fans, thoughts on Danilo as a dynamite booster?
I kind of forgot he was a person, to be honest. Oh, you're not asking me. I'm not the Rangers fan you're asking, sorry. All right. How many more have we got to go?
Sorry, we've got quite a few. See, the problem is Danilo's kind of ruined that now with his Let's take him out and we'll go back to Rio Hatate. His attack is 73. We'll go for
Poor Danilo.
Liam Polworth. Higher or lower?
Surely lower, Liam Polworth.
Correct, but not too far. Not much. 67. He's not a bad rated card either to have.
No, good player, Mom, but Hatate's a...
Okay, so I'm going to switch this up now, Callum.
My goodness.
His defence, Liam Polworth's defence was 64. Ryan Strain of St Mirren. That's his defence.
I think we'll have higher defence. Ryan Strain. Ryan Strain's a good player. Higher.
So if Liam Polworth is 64, can you guess what Ryan Strain will be?
68.
Oh, you are a bit of class, Callum. Bang on the money.
He's a good player.
68. Is that because these are your cards and you've memorised?
Oh, I've remembered every single one of these, yeah.
Okay, so if Ryan Strain is 68, Harry Milne, higher or lower?
This will be Partick Thistle, Harry Milne, so I'm going to say lower.
Correct. 60.
60? That's a criminally underrated card.
Criminally underrated.
First choice left back now at Hearts as well.
And we've now got a goalkeeper. So higher or lower for Callum Ferry than Harry Milne's 60 defence?
60's a low bar, and I think Callum Ferry's a good goalkeeper. So I'm going to say higher.
Correct. 69. Callum, you've absolutely nailed it.
I'll take that. That was a pretty good.
I need to show the fans actually.
Good success rate. Show them Callum Ferry and his.
Callum Ferry. Guess what his attack is?
0.
No.
Oh.
He got one. Come on.
Oh,
you
sorry.
can strike a ball. If you had to take a penalty, you'd score it. So I
Brilliant.
think that's unfair, though. That's unfair.
I enjoyed that. Right.
There you go.
Should move on to our final challenge. I'm curious to see this one because
Has it been done for us?
it has been. Oh, I hope so. I don't want to turn this over and it's an empty
Oh, has it
page.
been written in the?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
So I got
texted
mine
it.
because we got no loot today. We're a 2-man operation.
Yeah, we are.
We don't want to do
2.5 man because
2.5.
give him a shout out.
He's a full man.
Well, he's a yeah.
Patrick is a full
because he's
man.
not here though.
He's a big fan of the podcast.
He is,
Backing
yeah.
us since day one.
Yeah, he's commented a lot as well.
Oh, I know. Last time we did a British and Irish Lions video, Patrick patrolled the comments
He did
every minute.
It was
And the more beers we drank as the day on, they went on that Saturday, the more sense it stopped making, but I still appreciated it. He's done us a tic-tac-toe board.
fantastic, Callum. That's exciting.
Taking over for Luke. So look, now as well, Patrick, he's a football fan, but he's not a connoisseur of Scottish football. So there could be some impossible ones in here, but I doubt he's
who's
got.
his team?
He doesn't really have a Scottish team.
No,
Oh, he's a Tranmere Rovers fan. Sorry, and Peebles Rovers.
People's Rovers.
People's
yeah.
Rovers, yeah. To be
Maybe
fair,
they're in the-
he's from a part of the world where you don't really have many teams to support.
Yeah, yeah.
All he knows is he hates Gallifreydine Rovers. Galashiels rivalry. Unfortunately, Peebles don't really have an answer.
My
to
apologies to all the Gala fans out there.
that. No. I hate you. Sorry, that's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Interesting stadium. You ever been?
I've not. No.
Rugby stadium as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Who were we talking to at that event? The rugby player. His name slipped out my head.
Oh, Chris Patterson.
Chris Patterson. Yeah, sorry.
Did he play?
He's from there, yeah.
Oh,
so he's
nice.
played rugby there as well.
Oh, that's
And we
cool.
were talking about Netherdale, the stadium, when we spoke to him.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. You know what Netherdale looks like? It's a brutalist structure.
Oh, we love a bit of brutalist architecture, don't we,
I
Callum?
do. Right, we're going to move to tic-tac-toe. Who's going to go first for this?
I think it has to be me, doesn't it?
Why?
I was wondering
Doesn't
if you were
have
going
to
to say.
Why don't we do a
No, I just said that to see if you caved.
We'll do a countdown, all right?
Yep.
And it's going to be odds on 0 or 1. If we say the same number, I'll go first. If you say a different number, you go first. Okay, you ready?
Love it.
So I'll say 3, 2, 1, then say your number.
Yep.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, 1.
0.
Okay, you go first, buddy. Well done, you won. Okay, so we've got across the top, Raith Rovers Football Club, which is quite handy for me. Alloa Athletic, Heart of Midlothian. Down the left, we've got Irish. We've got a Scottish Cup winner, and we've got someone that's been capped under 5 times. So it's got to be more than one, I suppose.
Nice.
It's an international, but not 2 capped. Right,
Won the Scottish Cup, I assume.
won the Scottish Cup. Well, not just played in the Scottish Cup. That's quite easy. A Scottish Cup winner, no less. So, Fraser, you get to go first.
That's a difficult one. I'm going to go Irish and Raith Rovers
Good man.
because I think he's probably my cousin.
Could well be.
It's unconfirmed, but you know he's got the same name as me. So Jordan Doherty.
Most underrated player in the championship.
Oh wow, great shout!
Yep.
Big
Brilliant
shout,
player.
huge shout.
All right, I'm gonna.
But yeah, we'll have a bit of that, please. A wee slice of Jordan Doherty with
Jordan.
no C for everyone out there.
Doherty. Where do I move on to then?
It's got to be Alloa and Scottish Cup. Come on.
I don't like going down the middle. Alloa Scottish Cup. Is that easy?
No, it's not.
No,
I can't
it's not
think.
easy at all.
Not off the top of my head, anyway. But
I'm going to take a quick minute to think about Alloa and Scottish Cup.
I don't remember Andy Graham ever holding it aloft.
No, he's giving us quite a difficult one there with Alloa and Scottish Cup.
Straight down the middle as well.
I know. Maybe that's why he's made it tough.
Quite important. Alloa and nice. Stumped at your first one.
Because I'm sure you're not going to get it. I'm just going to take Raith and Scottish Cup. I'll go for Lewis Stevenson.
Oh, okay. Decent. Yeah, that was smart, actually. This is going to be a tough board, actually. Can't more than 5 times. Well, I'm going to go Alloa and Irish, and I'll go Connor Salmon.
Of course, the one and only. And then I'll go for Hearts and Irish.
It's actually not too easy. I've got one.
Have you got one?
Yep. No pressure.
Jake Mulroney.
Not
He's-
on the tip of my tongue.
He's right, isn't he?
I don't know.
I shall fact check it.
Yeah, you can fact check it. I would believe you. I'm not.
I don't know why.
I'm
I went,
unfamiliar with Jake's work. I
don't know why I went for Jake Mulroney. Could be an awful shout. Oh, he's Irish. Oh, he played
you
Thank
nailed
goodness.
it.
Jake Mulroney. I don't know why I doubted myself for a second there.
That's difficult. I can't really.
Alloa Scottish Cup is tricky. And we're not going to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, so for that reason, I'll go Hearts and capped more than 5 times.
That's under 5 times.
Oh, sorry. I've really struggled with that.
Little crocodile mouth.
Stuart Findlay.
Okay. Yeah.
Surely.
Pretty sure. Is he capped like once by...
He scored for Scotland.
Oh, okay.
Definitely scored, but I think he scored a header against San Marino. Whether or not... Yeah, he can't. He's played... Maybe he played a good few under McLeish, but I reckon he's got 2-3 caps.
1 time capped and 1 goal.
Oh, one
That's
from
some
1.
great ball knowledge from you there.
Not bad.
Well, there's only really one place I can possibly go.
Under pressure.
I know. A Scottish Cup in Alloa. Has a Scottish Cup winner played for Alloa? Surely a Scottish Cup winner has played for Alloa Athletic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. It's just how far back you need to go.
I know, because you took Connor Salmon. He's like one of the only big name players I could think, but I don't think he's won the Scottish Cup. Connor Salmon. Well, he's taken anyway now, but
You wouldn't have.
can I take 15 seconds to think about this?
Yeah.
Sorry for everyone dealing with the dead air here for a second. Alloa and a Scottish Cup winner. I bet there's some names screaming out to people at home.
I've got a. Here he is.
The Quizmaster's walked in.
Come show your face.
Do you know someone that's won the Scottish
You've
Cup and
absolutely
played for
done us
Alloa?
over here. You've done us over.
Do you know someone that's won the Scottish Cup and played for Alloa? Or did you just put that in? Just
No, I just put that in.
No, but it's.
You're the quiz boys, you're meant to know.
the quiz boy. I'm thinking
Get quizzing boy. Get quizzing boy.
We should have given him the mic there.
people would have heard. Don't worry.
This is a long 15 seconds, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is.
Wouldn't you agree, viewers?
Yeah, they wouldn't be wrong. I'll just take Raith Rovers and capped under 5 times. Paul Hanlon.
Why would you do that to me? I'm going to hope to God, right? No, he didn't. He didn't. I was about to say something wild there. Michael Chopra didn't play for Hibs, did he? No.
No. Just what big name Alloa player have you ever heard of?
Did Stefan Skugel ever play for Dundee United?
Alloa, a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight.
Okay, I mean, I don't think it's possible. I don't know if I'll be able to. There's, I mean, absolutely, definitely somebody.
It's my favourite Oasis song.
Nah. Even Alloa capped 5 times is tricky. Stefan
Alloa's just
Skugel's played for the under-21s.
but not the seniors.
Ross Stewart has he played for the? No, he's not.
He's been called up, but he's not played, has he? That was a very good
I
shout.
don't know. Has he been called up?
He's been called up.
Think of Alloa from back in the day. I can't think. Hearts and Scottish Cup. I'm just to get a point on the board, just to feel good about myself. I will go. Who will I go out of the teams? We'll have Darren Barr.
Sure.
Why not?
Well, I don't think it's going to make much difference unless
No, it is not.
one of us can get Alloa in the Scottish Cup. Should we try and work together here?
Yeah, let's just do it.
I'm trying to think of players they had in their championship teams that were good. But I can't think of anyone that's played quite at that level. Like, is there anyone that was in the St Johnson like teams that have gone to Alloa late in their career? Or Stevie May.
No way.
Stevie May
for Alloa?
Yeah, famously. That's where he scored all his goals. Surely,
Oh my God.
I think I've won this with Stevie May just by talking aloud for a second.
That's if. Do you know what? Oh,
19 goals.
did he win the Scottish Cup with St Johnson for sure?
Oh, don't do that to me.
Also, he could go under.
He might not have done.
No.
Scottish Cup twice. He's won the Scottish Cup twice, mate.
Can I see how many caps he's got for Scotland as well?
1.
Oh, that would have worked for that one as well.
Stevie
Fair
May
play,
cleaning up the board and a win for Callum.
Fair enough.
Well played, mate. Stevie May. Never in doubt.
I didn't know he actually played for Alba, so there you go.
Yeah, 19 goals in 22 games. That's where he really
What season?
That's a good question. I do remember that
Must have been like 2012.
that's really where he sort of made his name and then like never stopped scoring. Hamilton the season after 11, 12, 13, 25 goals and 33 for
I
Hamilton.
wonder what his hair was like back then.
Do you not remember that's when he was like the hottest property in Scottish football? Well, I don't really remember. I was 11, but then the season after 20 goals and 38 for St Johnstone. That's just when a player hits form.
Fair play.
And ends up doing something.
You deserved that in the end, Callum. You deserved that.
Thank you very much. Well, that's been another very enjoyable episode of Joga Bonito.
Best one yet.
We've hopefully got some exciting things coming up soon. Some fell through this week, but hopefully it's going to come back soon. So we won't say any more on that.
Yeah.
Some big things to come, hopefully.
We'll keep stum.
So we're looking forward to it. Obviously, the biggest thing of all, Luke Maguire making his grand return next week.
Yeah.
Better be here.
His grand return.
I know, I've missed him.
We missed him last week because he had a family gathering he forgot about, and this week he's just getting that bag. So
The coin. Coin, in the words of Jermaine Genius. Finishes off this episode. Final words. Joga Bonito is finito.
Don't go changing. I can't believe I did that.
That's for Luke, that is.
Yeah, that
Goodbye.
was.